Okay, I am here in my master bedroom closet, and I'm in here because this is where I have all of my seedlings growing. So here we go. Yeah. Okay. Um, I don't have a big house, and a lot of my rooms are actually cold in the winter. We actually found out we don't have insulation in our walls. So we're going to be hopefully fixing that or working on the coldest rooms at some point. But that's why I'm in my closet, because this room is fairly warm, and it's also a place that has not very much traffic. I have two small children, and this is pretty much child-free zone, so I felt like they would be fairly safe up here. So I started these all on February 17th, and as I said in a previous video, some of them I definitely started too early. So, lesson learned. That's okay. Just trying to keep them going at this point until they can go outside. One of those is going to be these guys right here. Those are some shell beans, dry beans. I have never grown those before. I just planted them. I didn't realize that when they sprouted, they were going to be big and grow very vigorous. So those guys actually have been transplanted into that pot. So there they are. You can see their tendrils. They're really wanting to climb. My next step with those is I'm going to find some poles and put in that pot. So I'm giving it a try. We're going to try to grow them in containers. I read that they will grow in containers as long as you give them something to climb on. So it's way too cold for them to go outside. This is really my only option. I have another variety where I have 3 more, and I have not transplanted those yet. And let's see here. There they are. They are at the very top of my grow light. They are big and have outgrown my shelf. And actually you can see the tendrils reaching up at the very top of the cabinet. So those are going to be transplanted next. Probably tomorrow night I'll get to those. It's getting pretty late tonight yet, so, and I have a few other things I need to get done. So those definitely need something done with them. Let's see what else we've got here. So I've got some tomatoes. These are a variety called Bonnie Best. I have grown these before and really liked them. So these all need to be transplanted. I started them all together in a bunch, but I've already pulled out a couple of my other ones, but that's another job that I need to do. I need to separate those guys because they're not going to grow very happily like that. Okay. Let's see. Here's one. Here's one that I have separated. See? He's doing good. That is an Amish paste. I wanted to grow some paste type tomatoes this year because I want to can and preserve, and I'm going to try to do that. So that's why I have those. I'm hoping to get some slicer varieties as started plants. I'm not going to do any more from seeds right now, but okay, let me show you my lettuce tray, or I have greens in here. Here they are. Okay. So that is 4 Seasons lettuce, and I think it's making a weird, let's see here. The lights are kind of weird on the phone. So, okay. Let's see. So that's 4-season lettuce. They struggled a little bit. They're not super happy. I think they need more light or different light. Maybe the fluorescent lights don't seem to be perfect for them. I've got some kale going on here, and along with that, tatsoi. It's another green. It's supposed to be really rich in vitamins. I've got some wild rocket and some more kale at the end. So last night I went ahead and thinned those. I actually had them planted. A lot of those seeds are really small, and I just put a whole bunch of seeds in each tray, and they were definitely, they had needed to be thinned. So I thinned them down, the bigger plants, to 2. And the wild rocket still has quite a bit in there, but I did thin it. So we'll see how it works out. I don't have to start these indoors. You can start them outside, just direct sown in the ground. I just I thought if I started these early and then got them in the ground early, that I could do another round before it got hot, replant. So it's just, I don't know. It's an experiment. We'll see. But I think I made some mistakes already. First off, the soil, here. So I'll admit, when I went to buy soil to start these seeds, there was that bag and I think one other bag. That's it. That was all that was there. It was early February. There wasn't a lot of selection. And I bought the cheaper one. I have not been happy with it for starting seeds. It dries out really fast, and it seems like they can't grab, like their root system can't grow good. They're really wobbly. So it's not making really healthy, strong plants. And I have to water it so much, it's not retaining water in the soil at all. So I will not be buying that again. Actually, what I should do is in the fall, buy a nice couple bags and just store them over winter. So in spring, I'm ready to go. Or just wait a couple weeks to start seeds. And then I got a new bag today. That part of my experiment, what I want to do is I'm going to plant those guys in this new bag that I bought today. And the other 3 beans were in that soil I just showed you. So I'm just going to see if I like that soil better. And then as I transplant, especially the tomatoes and stuff, I'm going to use that new bag. I'm not going to use this stuff anymore. So that's the greens. Radish. I've got some radishes that are doing well. Here they are. There we go. This is early scarlet globe radish. It's supposed to be like 22 days to maturity once you plant it out. So those are doing really well. And actually they're getting this purple tint. I don't know if you can see it. See that purple kind of lining? Kind of pretty, but I'm hoping that these and then like the lettuces and everything will go out here in a few weeks. And I'm going to use a fleece garden cover on them. And I'm going to see if they will survive any kind of cold weather or frosts that we have. I think they will. I know I've seen other people do it, but they're kind of in warmer climates. But that's the whole point why I planted all this stuff early, because I was just thinking they would go outside early as well. So, the fleece is like $10 for 30 feet, like a 30 feet roll by 6 feet or something. I feel like that's very reasonable to try out this experiment. So that's the plan with those. Some of my other stuff, I'm not sure what to do with these. This is chamomile. I don't know if you can see those well. There they are. And I love chamomile. I love chamomile tea. Those maybe need to be thinned, but I just can't bring myself to pull any of my chamomile out. So, not sure. Stay tuned on that. I'm hoping to make some of my own teas. Like, I'm going to buy the tea bags and actually dry out some of these things. Chamomile. I'm going to do some mints. I really love peppermint. Lemon mint. I'm going to try all those. Dry them and just make teas. I drink peppermint tea, and then there's a green tea with lemon that I really like. I drink both of those. One of those each a day. Every day. At least one. Sometimes more than that. I go through a lot of boxes of tea, especially in winter. But even when it gets warm, it's kind of like a comfort thing at night for me. I really enjoy it. So I thought, like the peppermint tea, the ingredients is peppermint. So I can certainly dry that and make my own tea. So I'm going to do that because I think that would be really neat. And mint is just super prolific. It will just grow, take over. So that one should be easy. Let's see what else I've got here. Oh, I planted one kind of sweet pepper. It's called a violet sparkle pepper. It gets purpley when it's mature, and so those, typical for peppers, they take a while to germinate. However, I am starting, there we go, they're starting to come up. So I also have to say, I think everything I planted, I've gotten some of everything to come up, and it's been good. It's been really good, especially since another mistake I made was this shelf. This shelf, I bought it because, let's be honest, it was cheap. And I thought, well, that'll work perfect. It's not big enough. Everything always seems bigger on Amazon for some reason. I mean, the measurements are right there, but this is a lot smaller than I was expecting. But the biggest thing for me is, since I'm using these shop lights, these fluorescent lights, having the solid shelves like this is not good because it's really hard to hang the lights. And this is what I've had to come up with, as you can see. Zip ties, and I'm just rigging it, but you can see how they're tilted. Instead of laying flat, they're like tilted. And so not all the plants are getting good light. And as you can see, they're stretching. See those? They're like angling this way, and I keep turning them, but so I need a different shelf. I may be able to make this one work, this year for starting seeds, but I'm definitely getting a different shelf with wire shelves and like twice the size. So, lesson learned with that. I've already made mistakes with my shelf, my soil, and I don't think this lighting is the best for some of my plants. I've used this lighting before, but I only grew tomatoes and peppers. I didn't grow any kind of leafy greens, and those are the ones that seem to not be super happy with the light. But that's okay. I've also got some beets, which is a new one for me as well. These are golden beets. There they are. They got a yellow, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a yellow. Kind of a yellow looking stem. Those are the golden ones. They're doing pretty good, I think. They kind of quit growing. I mean, they sprouted really good and everything. Some lettuce transplants that I took out. I don't see those very well or not. There they are. It's really hard to video with using your phone. Here's the other beets. Again, they're kind of floppy and not. There they are. These are called cylindra beets, and they're actually long and thin. And I got those because I thought you could grow more closer together. And I'm trying this multi-sow, but again, I don't know. I may be just replanting all of this outside when the time comes, because plants are, they're just really floppy. But I'm trying to multi-sow them, so I'm going to keep them in clumps and then plant them out. I've seen Charles Dowding do that, and I'm a big fan of him. He's awesome. He grows a lot of neat stuff, and he's like really big, no dig. So let's see what else I have here. Okay, got some lavage here. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to show these. It's not working very well. There you go. Okay, I've never grown this one before, but it intrigued me. And these are growing nicely. They seem happy and strong. So, you know, it's like certain plants like stuff like this setup, and certain ones don't. So, but yeah, I've got some other little random things. I got some milkweed that I started. They're coming up good. Echinacea, it's coming up good. And I've gotten 2 mountain mint plants, which is another one I want to make tea out of. So, not bad. But yeah, so there's those guys again. There's beans. And I've got some dahlias that I planted. And my son actually discovered yesterday that they are coming up. I apologize. I cannot. It's so hard with a phone. I'm going to get a camera. But there they are. Those guys. Those are going to be big flowers. Either, I can't remember if they're white with red tips or red with white. I think they're white with red tips. But I'm excited. I've never grown those before, and I just think they're gorgeous. A few other plants that I have downstairs, which I'll have to show on another video. I have a fig plant that actually overwintered in my basement, and it's coming back awesome. Love it. I've got an oregano plant down there. That's a different kind. It's like, can't remember the name of it. Something beauty. It really struggled because I bought it at the store in like November, I think, for my birthday. I got it. It was big and beautiful, and it almost died. And it's got some new growth, so that one's supposed to be able to go outside. So hopefully. But yeah, that's all I have going in here right now. I'm gonna get some poles and get those beans climbing. I'm gonna transplant the other beans. I need to transplant the tomatoes. I think that's the only thing on my list for this week and weekend. Just trying to get some of those guys a little bit happier, and hope that my others hang on and grow and can be put outside. I don't know. It's really, gardening is just trial and error, honestly. But I think the next video I'm going to do is a variety video. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to pull out all the seed packets and everything that I went through, that I purchased, and then that I have already started, and I have a ton of seeds that I haven't started yet that are going to go, most of them be started later outside. So, all right. Well, thank you, and we will see you next time.